Hi, my name is Naima and I want to talk about books today. To start off, I always wanted to start my YouTube channel and I've been having a very hard time doing so. So then I've thought about trying this method. So if you guys don't like this, it's okay. It won't hurt my feelings. But I don't know where I want to start. Okay, let's start with my books that I got from the library. So just this recently, actually yesterday, I don't know when I'm gonna upload this, so that will be the 1st of May. I went to the library for the first time again in like a month and checked out books. Now when I gathered my books, I think these are new releases from this year, from I think March and April. I think there's one from May, but when I was going to check out, I was being curious, so I clicked on my finds and I owe finds. So I was like, okay, what the heck, what is this? So I went to the desk and I was like, I have a find, but I don't understand why I have a find. So she told me, she was like, you're missing some books, and it was a $70, hold on, $70.97 fee. So I was like, what are these books? I was curious. And I was like, I'm gonna turn these in. Turns out I didn't, because I found them when I got home. Because I was talking to my mom about it when she picked me up, and she was like, those books are in the car still. I was like, no, Mom, I don't think they are. And she's like, yeah. I was like, no, they're not, because I took them out of the car. Once I did realize that I didn't turn them in. So I have the books here. I haven't went back to the library yet, but I think I might go today. Try to ask my mom, can I turn these in? Because a $70, I was even confused. It's like, this said it was $70 and there's only 3 books. So the first book, hold on, The Haunting Party. I never read these. I never read neither one of these. So I was like, I'm gonna turn them in, but I never turned them back in. So this is The Haunting Party by Lucy Foyle. I don't know how to pronounce that. But this book was $26.99. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's been over 2 months probably since I checked them in, which is why I now have the fee, because they billed it on the 22nd of April. The second book, Rock Paper Scissors by Alice Feeney, this book was $27.99. So that definitely covers the 60 something dollars. Actually no, 50 something dollars. So this is where all the money went. Those 2 books alone. And then the third book is a love story, You're a Mean One, Matthew Prince by, oh, name's not there. Oh, where's the name? It's literally covered up. Is that here? Nope. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay, I can't tell what the first name is, but the last name is I don't even know how to pronounce that. It looks a little Russian. But this is the book cover, so if you want to go look for it, this is what it looks like. But this book was $15.99. So this is a pretty hefty bill that I need to take care of. Because I always turn in my books. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't ever turn in my books within the 2-week or 3-week period that they give it to you, because I don't always get to my books at that time. So I usually turn my books in a month and a half later. And if I never even got to it, I still turn it in a month and a half later, because some of the books don't even register in my mind. Because I usually have a stack of books in my room, and that's what I'm always looking at. I don't always look excessively at my bookshelf, even though I literally walk past it every day. And I mean every day. So yeah, because actually these books were in my mom's car at one point, and I was gonna take them back, but the library was they was closed and they had like a lock on the dropout outside, so I never got to turn them in when I wanted to. So this was fun to see when I was at the library. But onto the books that I did get. So yeah, I think these were all new releases from this month. Yes, February, April, and March. Oh, I didn't pick up the one from May. So I didn't think I liked it. So we're gonna do this in order. Let me look at the dates. Okay, so this one's first. Then this one. Then this one. Oh, this came out on my birthday. Okay, it's crazy because these books came out like a month after each other. I mean, a day after each other. Let me make sure I put these in order right. Okay, 20, 23. That's interesting. Okay. Yeah. okay, so the first book is The Breakup by Emily Wibberley and Austin, don't know how to pronounce that last name either. This is about a artist, a singer who goes, I don't know what I said, the breakup tour. So I'm guessing she was just got broken up with, or she broke up with them, and then she goes on tour. I actually haven't even looked at the back of this, so let me speed read this right quick. Hey, this is very interesting. Okay, so she was a singer-songwriter, and then she became a pop star overnight because of a breakup song, well, breakup album, but one specific song on the album went like viral. So she ends up going on tour, but her ex-husband, who she's no longer with, was trying to claim that the hit song was about him, but she calls up her college boyfriend and asked him to say that he's the muse of the breakup song, and he says he will on the condition that he gets to go on tour. They go on tour together, and then they start a real relationship. So yeah, they're on tour, her and her ex-boyfriend from college, and they're singing together, and will it work or will it won't work? That is the question of the book. Okay, the second book is called Wildlife by Opal Wee. I mispronounced that so hard. I know I did. I haven't looked at the back of any of these books. I literally picked them off of the title and the cover, honestly. I think all of these are romance as well. Yep, all of them except one, I think. Okay. Oh, speed reading all of these is gonna be so hard. Okay, but I'm not gonna do that for all of them. But this one is called Wildlife. Oh, I didn't tell you when this came out, because I did say they all came out this year. This one apparently came out in February 20th, 2024. If anyone wants to check these dates and make sure they're actually right, let me know, because on one of them there's a sticker that says Feb, which stands for February, but the date on the book is actually March. So if you want to figure that out for me, I would very much appreciate it. So yeah, this one came out February 20th. This one came out February 23rd, which is 3 days after the first book came out. So this is the second book. The third book is The Bookbinder's Guide to Love. If you don't know what a bookbinder is, I think most people do know what a bookbinder is by now. but they're basically like people who like take off this part of the book covers and like make new ones, and sometimes they also like paint the outside pages, like this part. This book is by Catherine Gaber. I'm gonna mispronounce all these last names. I don't even think I want to say the last names anymore. But yeah, this is the third book. This was actually came out in March 4th, 2024. And this is the book that I said had the February sticker, but actually has the date of March. So yeah. Okay, the fourth book, this has my checkout receipt. It's called The Takeover by Kara. Oh, this has a little quote on the top. It says she wished for her soulmate but got him instead. This book came out on my birthday, March 6th, 2024. Oh, she's 30. So this, I don't know, some people have mixed feelings about like seen quotes on books, or like on the back of books, or like quotes in general of the books. But this one says, hilarious and heartwarming, highly recommend. Library Journal starred review on the second year single. I don't know what that means. But this looks like it's an office romance, so I kind of like those because if you haven't probably watched the movie as well, but The Hating Game, I really loved that story. And I even watched I think I watched a movie halfway through reading the book, so it was actually a bit interesting. Okay, the fifth book. Yeah, the fifth book. I don't know if I checked out 6 books. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I did check out 6 books. Me. Okay, so the fifth book is called Weekends with You. Is this a second chance? Oh. Oh no, this is a roommate's romance. Also, this actually takes place in London. Oh, what was I reading? Oh no, I haven't read it. Boyfriend Material and the sequel Husband Material. I have Boyfriend Material, but I haven't read it yet because of the pages and the font. It's a whole thing. But that book actually takes place in London, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm actually kind of really interested in reading it. But I don't think I'm going to read it. I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook because the app that I'm using through my library, it allows you to listen to audiobooks, and I use it from time to time. So I think I'm actually going to listen to the audiobook about it. But I really want to read more books from London. I feel like they just have like some of the best stories, you know? Well, like setting wise. Okay, oh my god, I was literally just thinking like, what is the freaking book called? It's like literally my favorite gay love story. Red, White, and Royal Blue. And obviously if you read it, you know that fricker frack, what is his name? I literally love him so much. Okay, I literally said I loved him and I can't even remember any of their names. This is so bad. Okay, but the prince. Prince? He's a prince. Yeah, he's a prince. Okay, but they're from the UK, if I'm not mistaken. So it's like, that's why I keep thinking about London, because I remember they when Alex, okay, so the American guy, the American guy. So Alex, he went to visit London, and I think this is when they were like kind of being secretive about their relationship. But the prince, he took him to a museum at night after hours, and it was kind of sweet. I really liked that. Okay. I literally just forgot all about this book because I started thinking about Red, White, and Blue. I'm still mad I haven't watched the movie, but I'm honestly kind of disappointed with all the reviews and the clips that I've seen about the movie that I actually don't want to watch the movie that bad. But I do love the actors who played the couple, so I guess I gotta watch it. But back to this book, Weekends with You by Alexandra Page. This came out April 8th, 2024. This is actually the last romance book that I have. I think that's all. I find it funny how I don't know if it's like publishers or if it's the author or it's the editor or the agent or whoever is in charge of like these things. But I always find it like covers. I always find it funny how, oh, this one doesn't have it. How on the cover they write a novel. I don't know if you can see it on this one. A novel. A Harley Quinn novel. A novel. A novel. Wait, where is it? Okay, it's right here. Oh, can you see? It's like a huge glare. And then even the last book has a novel. I don't know if you can see that. It's like in the O. It's like very small. But like that's funny to me. I don't know why I just started saying that, but it's kind of funny to me. Okay, so the last book, the sixth and final book, is called Such a Lovely Family by Aggie Bloom Thompson. I don't know. I know it's not Augie because it's not a U in it, but I'm guessing Aggie, something like that. Let me reread the back for real quick. Yo, oh my god, this is gonna be a interesting book. So basically, it's a picture perfect family. I don't know why that's always so hard to say, but they're a picture perfect family, and during one of their yearly tradition celebrations, a murder happens. They don't say who is murdered, but a murder happens, and everyone, like the party or like the celebration, whatever, it becomes a homicide scene and putting all the guests as suspects. But the Callahan family is known to be perfect, but they have secrets. The parents who use money and emotional manipulation to control their children. They have two sons. One is a black sheep who is desperate to outrun mistakes he's made, and the other is a new father willing to risk everything to protect his child. A daughter, one, an Instagram influencer who refuses to face the truth about the man she married. And it says, as the investigation heats up, family tensions build and alliances shift. Long-buried resentments surface, forcing the Callahans to face their darkest secrets before it's too late. Now, if this isn't a book that you would want to read, I don't know what you're into, because I don't even like reading like certain books like this, but like this, it just piqued my interest. Like I literally didn't even think much about the book at all. I literally saw Such a Lovely Family and I saw the cover, which now that I'm looking at this, I think this is blood splatter. Like, that's crazy. But I didn't really think that much of it when I picked it up, so this is like really crazy. So this is definitely fits under the suspenseful genre, I'm pretty sure. Like, this is crazy. We have to put this before all others. Oh, when this came out. This came out April 9th, 2024. So yeah, all these books are very new releases, which I am so shocked by this. Like, I was not expecting that at all. Oh my goodness. But, oh my god. These are all 6 books that I got from the library yesterday. Which, let's look at the when their return date is. I don't think it's on here. Oh, it is. Okay. The 22nd. So these are due, all 6 books are due back the 22nd. But as you know, these will not go back on the 22nd. Especially because I cannot read 6 books in 10 days. No, 20 days. Yeah, today's the 2nd. So I cannot read these books in 20 days. Especially when I have like a whole TBR that I still need to get to. Which reminds me, let's get to my May TBR. Okay, so a little thing about my TBR list. It does not change. I don't know how most people do their TBRs, but mine is like, just found mail. Mine is like, I don't know how to describe it, but it always rolls over. I think most people like get like new books for each month or something. I don't know, but I always roll my TBR list, my physical TBR over to the next month if I don't finish or get through all the books. Let me do a quick little organization. Actually, I'm missing a book. My backpack. Okay. I don't think there's another book in there. Hold on. I just realized that one of the books that's supposed to be on my TBR is that I took it off my TBR and I forgot. And I think it's in one of my other stacks now that I have like over here in front of me. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I don't know where to start. Okay, well actually let's just start with the books that I'm currently reading right now. From my TBR. Bridgerton, It's Ennis Kiss. I was just reading this yesterday. I think when I first picked it up, I was like, I stopped at 40 pages. I'm now on page 146. Bridgerton, this is Hyacinth, the youngest of the 8 children. I love the timeline and I love how the author does the books, and something that I picked up on like almost quickly with Hyacinth's book is that what am I trying to say? Okay, so obviously Hyacinth's book takes after Penelope's, Eloise, and Francesca, obviously. So I can't exactly remember if Lady Whistledown was in Francesca's book, but I think she was, because at the time, if you're reading Francesca's books, you do not know that Lady Whistledown is Penelope unless you read Penelope's book before you read Lady Whistledown. I mean, Francesca's book. But in Hyacinth's book, because we all know who Lady Whistledown is, there is no like at the beginning of the chapter is usually like an excerpt from Lady Whistledown, but that's not in these books. in her book is like a narrator is like telling you, like for the prologue it says 1815, 10 years before our story begins in earnest. And then for chapter 2 it says 30 minutes later, and somehow not too far away a small dog is howling in agony. Unfortunately no one can hear him even over the din. So yeah, like there's no Lady Whistledown, and there's like just like little excerpts, like if they're at a party or something, they and it goes into the next chapter, it would be like an hour later or later that night or something like that. Because I think just a chapter ago, one of the chapters started about the fact that Francesca was laying in her bed. So like, so usually when you start a chapter, it just like goes into like what's happening. But in Francesca's book, instead of having Lady Whistledown, it's just like narrating where like where is the situation happening, how much time later it's been this is happening, or like stuff like that. So I picked up on that pretty fast. Like I said, I don't remember if it was in Francesca's book. I think Lady Whistledown was in Francesca's book. She was also in Penelope's, obviously. I do believe that she was in Louise's book. And I'm not really too much of a fan of the show anymore, but I'm definitely still gonna watch it just because of the fact that I love Bridgerton. Because the reason why I say I'm not much of a fan anymore is because I don't like the way they're doing the timeline in the show. Like, how they're releasing Penelope and Colin's story right now. Benedict is next. Like, why would y'all just skip over my poor baby Benedict? Like, I get it, it's for the fans, it's for the plot, it's for this and that and that. But no, like, I'm still, like, everybody been having, like, the big debate about, for Eloise and Penelope's friendship and how that whole situation went down. But, babies, if y'all read the books, my girl was not mad about it. Especially because of the fact that I don't think Penelope ever wrote that in the books. And Eloise never found out about her being Lady Whistledown until like years later when she was about to get married. So it was just like, it is what it is. Because like, if you read the Penelope and Colin's book, you will see that Penelope and Colin announced that Penelope was Lady Whistledown at Daphne's ball, which you will know that Eloise, once you read Eloise's book, you will know that Eloise snuck out of the party and left to go see Sir Philip. Sir Philip. I love Eloise and Sir Philip's book like so much. Oy, it itches a little bit. But obviously you can tell that I read most of the books. Only one I don't have yet and haven't read is Gregory, and I'm honestly reading them. Actually, I kind of read them out of order, but in order. Like, I just got Anthony's book just before I got this book. Yeah, before I got this book. So I had Daphne's first. I think I got Benedict's, Colin's, Francesca, Eloise. I think I got Francesca and Eloise like close to each other. I don't exactly remember. I'll have to look at my Goodreads and see when I read all of them, because I think I just finished Anthony's book. Like, his was the last book that I read before I got to Hyacinth. So yeah. And when I think I did read Francesca's book after Eloise, because I think when I was reading it, I was laying in my bed and I was like, wait a minute, because it was like, because I didn't realize, like, when I was reading some of the books, I was like having to pull up like the timeline on Pinterest. It was like, wait, when does this happen? Like, who's getting married, because if you read the books, or if you know a little bit about Francesca's story, you know that she was married before she got with Michael. And she was married to Michael's cousin. I think he was cousins, but she was married to him before. And I was just like, so when did they get married? When did, like, he die? Or, like, how does that fit in with everybody else's story? Because they don't really talk about Francesca much in the show or in the books. They really play heavily on the fact that Francesca is nowhere to be found. She's nowhere to be seen. Francesca was living her life. Like, they need to leave Francesca alone. Let her live her life. Even though I think she was kind of a little bit sad about the fact that she doesn't get involved with her family's functions, because she didn't know Eloise was getting married. But to be fair, Francesca got married, I think, a few days or a week before Eloise got married. And no one knew. So she can't say much because she literally eloped with Michael without telling anybody. So it was very... So I literally was like, whoa, what's happening? Because when I heard about when I was reading about how she found out about the wedding, I was like, wait a minute, didn't y'all just get married? I'm thinking, like, what's, you know, I was like, it was like that. Because I even, like, during Benedict's, because, like, they jump time a lot in the Bridgerton series. Like, I think there's only, like, a year difference from Daphne to Anthony. And then I think it's, like, 3 more years or something like that between Anthony and Benedict. And then, you know, it's like that huge jump from Benedict to Colin, because Penelope and Eloise are spinsters. And then from Colin Penelope is literally like back to back with Eloise and Francesca, because they all are in the same freaking year. I was shocked about that when I figured that part out, because when Francesca enters back into, I'm giving so much information, oh my god, when Francesca enters back into society, Colin returns to London. He returns to London, and Michael also returns to London in that same time frame, because they both are there, and they both, like, both books, no, Colin and Penelope books talk about Colin's arrival. Francesca's book talks about, I think, Colin and Francesca's arrival. Michael's arrival, because when she goes to the ball, when she goes back into society and she's at the ball, Colin is there, and it's just like, where'd Colin come from? And they're like, oh, he came back from Greece. And that's how I connected the dots about how the timeline with Colin and Penelope and Francesca and Michael, because they're talking about Greece in that book, and they're talking about Greece in that book. And I think at the end of season 2 in the show, Colin is talking about how he's going to Greece. If I'm not mistaken, that's when he's talking about going to Greece. So I guess they kind of did try to connect some dots in the show, but the show, I hate it. Because, like, yeah, I hate it. Because if they're finna do, we already know that Francesca, if you've been watching, like, the trailers and, like, the little drops they've been doing for Bridgerton, you will know that Francesca is in the next season. But a lot of people are speculating that she's gonna be with what was his name? Her ex-husband, like her dead fiance, her dead husband. Why did I just stutter, like, trying to figure out what the heck to call him? But, like, her dead husband. And I'm like, no, she should be with Michael. In my head, I'm just like, I don't like this, because if she is going to be with, you know, her dead husband, it's just like, you're just messing up all the books. And then me, if I was an author and, like, these were my books, I would be like, what are you writers doing? Like, why are you trying to mess up the story? So if she's not with Michael, I don't care about Francesca on the show no more. I do not care. She can just kidding. But, like, I I can't deal with if she's with her ex-husband and not Michael in season 3. Like, it doesn't sit right with me. And if they don't do my girl Eloise right, they don't do her right, I'm gonna be mad. But what's gonna make me even madder though, if they pull out Benedict after Colin and Penelope. I'm gonna be mad if they bring out Benedict after Colin and Penelope. Because you cannot erase Eloise that fast from the show. Because it's like, no. That's why I hate this, like, the way they're putting the story. Because obviously we know that they are having, like, Penelope and Eloise are having a fight right now. But y'all caused that. They caused that. I'm pretty sure Eloise will be happy with Colin and Penelope's relationship like she was in the books. But at the same time, I hate it. I hate it. I hate the whole show right now. I hate the whole show. Oh my god, I need to stop my little rants about Bridgerton. Like, I can go on and on about Bridgerton. Like, if I see something on Instagram and it's like talking about like the Bridgerton and the timeline, I be in the comments be like, no. And I'd be so like surprised. And then sometimes I get likes on my comments and I'm like, yes, people are agreeing with me, because like, what are you doing? You're ruining the show. You're ruining the books. Well, anyways, enough about Bridgerton. Oh my god, I think I just spent like 10 minutes doing that. Oh my god. I need some water now. Oh my god. Okay, on to the next book. I'm gonna have to not be doing my little spiels because I got a lot more books to go through. Okay, so, oh, is that focusing? Focus. Okay, King of Greed. This is the next book. I am currently reading this. Flip that way. I am also currently reading this. I haven't picked this up because since I like stopped it, because this book was making me mad. And if you read it, you know why it's making me mad. If you don't like the same things that I don't like about this book. Okay, but yeah, this is making me mad. So I haven't picked it up in about like 2 weeks. That's how long it's been since I read this book. 2 weeks. And if you know, you know. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, bye. That's literally how I feel about the book right now. Okay, do I do this book? I guess I'll do this book. Okay, oh wait, maybe I should do this book. These 2 books. Because I'm currently reading these as well, but not reading these as well. So, we have A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This book was like so popular, like when I first got it, and I think it's been turning into a show, but that was also rumored like a long time ago, so like I don't know, because so if you see Wednesday, the girl who plays Enid, is that her name? The blonde girl who's a wolf, she's supposed to be playing, or people wanted her to play Pip, who is the main character in Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I was actually hoping for the show, but I guess it's not coming out, or like something like that, or whatever. But I'm currently reading this. I haven't picked this up in a long time either. I stopped on chapter 24. I know who did it. I gotta keep saying that because like I know who did it and I haven't finished the book. Maybe that's why I haven't finished the book, but I don't know why I haven't finished the book. But like I know who did it. And I also have the sequel, A Good Girl's Bad Blood. Good Girl, Bad Blood. And I'm trying to get the 3rd book too, but I haven't picked these up, so I don't know if I'm gonna get the 3rd book too soon. But currently reading this. The Lake. This isn't my cup of tea. I have to say that because like these type of books are like not my jig. I'm more of like a romance reader. So like this book is like, it's like, why are you here? You know, why are you here? And I haven't picked, I think I read Hold on, because I haven't bookmarked it. I read 22 pages and stopped. And it wasn't like I intentionally stopped. I like just stopped reading for like the night, and I just like never picked it back up. So this is the book that I'm currently reading, but I still haven't picked up yet in a long time. I think now I'm gonna do this book. Tessa Bailey, I love her. Hook, line, and sinker. Yeah, I just haven't. So let me explain my TBR a little bit. Like, I have books on my shelf that I've had for like a long time, and my book collection has grown because I've been buying books, and I've been reading like my newer books that I buy. So I was like, no, like I did this last year. I was like, no, we have to read the books that's still on my shelf that I haven't read. So my TBR is the books that I haven't read and the newer books. But looking at my books right now, maybe I need to like reevaluate because some of these books I got in December that's on my TBR. And December all the way up until the actually last month it's on my TBR. So yeah. But this has been on my list on my shelf for a long time and I haven't read it yet. So Hook, Line, and Sinker is on my TBR. I kind of just picked this up. I didn't know I was gonna do this next, but Crave. I've started this. I didn't put it with that because like this book needs its own like little section. This book is a fat mama. Like I read the Twilight, I read the Twilight series, and like I think that this book puts those to shame. Honestly, and that's saying something because Breaking Dawn is like so thick. But yeah, this is also on TBR, Crave. I've had this since December. This is one of the books I had since December. It was a Christmas gift. My sister said, what do you want for your Christmas? I said, books. She's like, all right. So I went to Barnes & Noble. They went into Dick's, and I got me some books. And she said, you have a limit of, I don't know how much she said I had a limit of, but I picked up books and that was under it. She was like, pick up some more books. I was like, okay. So I did. And I picked up two full series, that book, and no, I figured out when I got them. I got Eloise and Francesca's book over the Christmas because I think that's where I got the other books. I don't have the receipt anymore, but I'm pretty sure that's when I got them. I'm so sure that's when I got them. Oh my god. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right, with the list. Okay, so Crave. Oh, that's by Tracy Wolff. You don't know what Tracy Wolff is? I don't either. Okay, next book. This, If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. This book actually just got its sequel last month. I think it was last month, and I think it's coming from his point of view. I don't remember what it was called. I think it's called If She Had Been With Me or something like that. But this book has been on my shelf for a while, so like it's one of the older books. And honestly, I was like, when I saw this for the first time, I was like so intrigued by like the cover and like the title. Was just like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And I think the first page was talking about like a car accident. So I was like, oh yeah, I'm getting this. How many books is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 books. Okay. Oh my god. This last book, if you don't know, you're living under a rock. Light Lark by Alex Astor. That's not how you say her name. I'm pretty sure that's not how you say her name. But this book has been all over my TikTok feed. And it was just like, oh my gosh. I got it. I need to get it. I need to get it. And I got it. I got it. So I actually got this when I was supposed to be picking out my friend a book for her birthday. but I ended up getting myself a book instead. So it wasn't intentional, but I got it. Mwah, mwah. And actually, this book is like more up my speed. Not too much up my speed, but up my speed. Like, I love like a good what is it called? I forgot what that genre is called. This is so crazy. But like a good book like this, I needed it. So that completes my TBR list. And it's 6 books. 2 that I'm reading. I don't know why I do that, but like sometimes I start a book and then I don't finish it, and then I start another book and then I finish it, and then I go back to the book that I started and didn't finish. So that's basically what I'm gonna be doing with King of Greed and Bridgerton. So, you know, let me see if I can hold up all of these books at once. Yeah. Okay, rock. Oh, look at all these. This is so crazy. Oh, another thing that kind of pisses me off about the Bridgerton books is that why are you getting printed in different sizes? Like, I didn't realize until I was like starting to put them all on my shelf, and I'm just like, these books are different sizes. And then I also kind of messed myself up when I went to buy Anthony's book, The Eldest Child. When I went to buy his book, I bought his in the original cover and not the Netflix version cover. So that was on my fault. But I thought it was cute, so I went to get it, and I didn't have it in any of the other books, so I was like, oh my gosh. But then I messed myself up because now it stands out like a sore thumb on my bookshelf with the rest of them. Okay. I'm not gonna talk too much about the series that I'm finna show you, but I just finished the first one over earlier in the middle of April, and I loved it so much. Even though, cause like I just realized the books are backwards. Okay, but like I love the whole like, okay, so usually when people make series about like romance stories, it's usually friend groups, or it's like best friends, or you know, something along those lines. But I haven't picked up a series where or the other thing is sports series of like romance. But I haven't picked up until this series a book of books about siblings. Cause this author, she did her thing, and I haven't even gotten to the other brother books yet. That's how I know that she did her thing. And some people have mixed feelings about this, but I've mostly seen only good things. So I'm giving her props before I even finish the series. But welcome to the Dreamland Billionaires Brothers. I finished the final print and I loved it. Like, Ron and Zarya, they have my heart. Ron has my heart a little bit more than Zarya does, but not because of like how he acted or who he is, or that he might be fine, but Ron has my heart on an emotional level. Like, that's how much I am giving this woman props before I even get to the other siblings. Like, no, like she got my heart in this first book. Like, holding it tight right here. But the other 2 brothers I haven't got to yet because, you know, my TBR. But I cannot wait. I think this is the second. I think this is the oldest, which is Terms and Conditions. I think this one is the work. Yeah. This one is the Office Relationship. if you don't know too much about the series, I don't want to say too much, but I am. Spoilers! But, so the whole plot of the book is, like, the brothers have to do, like, this, something in their something, wait, oh my god, I need to figure out how to work, phrase, and walk, and talk. Blah. Okay, so the grandfather died. Dead. Okay, so in his will, he leaves something for each of the brothers. But they cannot access their shares or whatever else that they get from the grandfather in his will until they do what he asked them to do. His was to become director and plan a whole new attraction, or like figure out what was wrong in the company. Declan has to find a wife and have a child, which he ends up doing with his assistant, which is why this is an office romance. And I think this is like, I'm really looking forward to this one because, like, I love a good office romance. Like I've said, oh my god, I love a good office romance. So I'm very interested in Declan's book. And then the final offer, which is Callahan, the middle child. His is a returning home second chance romance. So their family owns like this house, but I think he was tasked with selling it, or I don't exactly remember because they don't really talk about his part as often. But the house that he has to go back to, it's half owned by his ex-girlfriend. So grandfather's playing matchmaker basically with all of his grandchildren, because even in the final print, his grandfather talks about Zarya but doesn't exactly mention her by name. And he doesn't really catch on to the fact that his grandfather's talking about Zarya until like the very end, when he has to give like his business proposal to the board. But and he chose like his chose his assistant. I cannot think. Oh my god. And then Callahan chose his ex-girlfriend, who is co-owning the house with him. I don't exactly know too much about this book or like how it's gonna go, so I'm actually very interested in reading this as well because I do love a second chance romance. Okay, the second pile that I want to talk about, or the third pile, fourth pile of books that I want to talk about is books that I've gotten. Oh, why is this here? I've read this. But books that I've gotten but I have not gotten to. Books that I bought but I have not gotten to yet. And I kind of want to talk about two of these books just because of where they started and where they are now. Because it's honestly, it's a power movement, and I give props to the authors because it's like, that app was like, I say app so you probably know what I'm talking about right now, but like, it really did something for like a lot of authors. Drink water, thirsty. Oh my gosh. Okay, this one still has like a sticker on it. I couldn't get it off because I didn't want to rip it. I don't want to leave like the paper sticker still left on it. But we have Prince Charming. I got this for $3.97 at Books A Million. Bam. So it was a bargain. Bargain price. Okay. So this is by Rachel Hawkins. And the reason why I got this is because I saw it at the library and I checked it out, never read it, but I also saw the companion book. It's not a sequel, but the companion book, or like the other book that's in this series, Her Royal Highness. They're about two different couples, but they're both about Scotland, if I'm not mistaken, which is about the prince and the princess, or something like that. I don't know. But I was really interested in reading this, but I never like read it when I checked it out. So I saw this for a bargain price and was like, let's get it. So I got it. This was the other book that I got with Lightlark. That was when I was supposed to be buying my friend a birthday gift. And I actually have the other book in this series, The Summer of Broken Rules, and I really liked it. So I was like, I'm gonna get this, especially because like I love the way they did the covers, and I love like the font and all the. It's just homey for me, you know. It feels homey. So I got it, and I really do like the plot of this book. So it was a must. Now on to the app books. Now, if you didn't know what the app was before I say anything, this is good, because it is not what it used to be, honestly, and I wasn't even on it at its peak. I think I was at it when it was transitioning from its peak. So, but this is Float by Kate Marchant, and the app, guys, the app is Wattpad books, or Wattpad. But the company, I guess, is called Wattpad Books. Whatever. So I don't even like this is. I don't even know what to say about this book, but I bought it. There's not really much to say, but I bought it because I think it was because it was a Wattpad book, and I think after I bought it, I saw something about it, and I was just like, interesting. I just bought that. So, okay. Now, this other book, where's the author name? It's called Stay With Me by Jessica Consolo. I don't know. But, well, made me mad because it's a series. Didn't know it was a series until after I got home. After getting it, this gotta make me sad because this is the second book in the series. So I was like, I wonder if this like the other stuff is still on Wattpad. So I went to go look it up. It was. This book and the first book, I think it was the third book too, it was also on Wattpad. I was just like, oh my gosh, because like I really like, I don't like picking up books. I mean, I'm pretty sure this can be read as a standalone, but like I don't like having an incomplete series. Like the King of Greed, I bought King of Sin, King of Pride, and King of Greed all together, and that was before like the fourth book came out, which was last month, at the end of last month. So I was like, oh, but I already have the first three books, I already read them, so I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting anxious. But this book is getting me anxious because, well, it did get me anxious when I found out it was the second book because I like having the first book. Like the Twilight series, I read the first one. I skipped Eclipse because I did not like the plot of Eclipse. But I have Breaking Dawn and the one before Breaking Dawn. No. That's the one before Breaking Dawn. New Moon. I have New Moon and Breaking Dawn. I think that is before Breaking Dawn. I don't know. It's not clicking in my head right now. But I have New Moon and Breaking Dawn. I don't have the other two books. So, it literally bothered me for like... It still kind of bothers me a little bit. But it bothers me that I don't have the first two books of the series. And I only have the last two. Because when I read them, I read Twilight from the library. And I read Eclipse from the library. But then I ended up getting Eclipse and Breaking... I mean, not Eclipse, Breaking Dawn. I ended up getting Breaking Dawn and New Moon for a bargain price at Barnes. Bam. Why can't I think? So, yeah, I definitely have an issue with having an incomplete series on my shelf if it doesn't start from the first one to the third, to the last or the latest book. The other book that I have that I was like, it's not supposed to be here, is the first book in the series of this. So this is The Summer of Broken Rules. I read this 2 years ago, a year ago. I actually wanted to like reread this because I just loved it so much. So yeah, I didn't mean to grab it off the shelf, but oh yeah, these are all the books. Prince Charming, Float, and Stay With Me, the Wattpad books, and Maybe Meant to Be, and Summer of Broken Rules. This is actually about, I think both of these are about, I think just this one is about a teenager. I think they had a death in their family, and they haven't been to their families like get-togethers or like summer things thing in a long time, so they finally went, and she met a boy. I think he was like a friend of a cousin or something like that, and they kind of they got together and they formed like an alliance. I think she was trying to do something for her, the memory of her sister. I think it was her sister. I don't remember who died. I think, yeah, I don't remember. But she was trying to do something for the memory, and she didn't want him to get away. But they formed some type of romance together, relationship together. So it was a sweet book. Okay, the last books I want to get to aren't that much important because I'm about to get rid of them. So I've seen this thing that this booktuber has been doing. I don't remember her name right now, but I'll try to link her channel in the description. I mean, not the description. Yeah, the description. But where she takes books to the free library by this high school that she's close to. And I was like, I don't want to do that too, because I have a lot of books that I don't like want or don't read or don't want to reread. So I thought, like, well, the books I don't want, I said don't want to reread it, but I do like, oh my god, think Naima. Why did I just say that? Oh my god. Okay, but anyways, these books, I've actually gotten most of them from my high school that I go to, and I think also from my middle school. But so I learned this is that if a book doesn't get checked out within 10 years of it being in the library, they discard the book. So that's what a lot of these are, is discarded books from school libraries. So I thought I would like put them in the free library. So my school is actually by like our district building, and there's a free library in front of it. So I did put like some of the books I already had when I was leaving school in there. But I know there's also a free library by the community college that I visit, not often, but sometimes. And it's always empty, so I thought I would put some of the books I don't want in there. And I don't know if college kids read like that, and I don't know if like some of these books are what they will read, but you know, I just thought I put them in there for like, even as someone who's just sitting at the because it's next to our metro bus station, so I feel like if someone is like just sitting there and they want to look at something, they can also look at that. But who knows, I don't know if these will even get picked up or something like that, so we'll never know. But I guess when I like go by there a couple times, I'll be able to see if they're disappearing or not. There's actually quite a few of them. This is called The Dark Is Rising sequence. I do think this book and The Deep Blue by Jennifer Donnelly were books that were given away at my middle school. So that's these two books. This one's about mermaids, I think, and this is actually a series. Don't know what this book is about. Honestly, I don't know what any of these books are about. This is called Hate Lies by Jennifer Brown. From Bad to Cursed by Kate. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. And then I have a few James Patterson books. One is called NYPD 4. Didn't know this was a series for real, but yeah. Then it's also missing a private novel. I guess it's about a private investigation or something like that. Yeah. And then these next few books, it's like I should probably do this in a different order, but I just picked these up. Are books that I got from my middle school library. This is one is called A Solitary Literary Blue, SUV Surveillance, Tyrell, and Telling Christian Goodbye. So these are like kind of small books. And I heard this I was just watching like some random booktuber, and she was like, people who read like the small books are like only older people, and I felt so offended because I have some of those smaller books on my bookshelf and I like reading them. It's like the audacity. But like I'm kind of like an old soul, but not really like an old soul. So, but I was like really offended because like to say like only older people read those books is kind of like not nice. This book is called Hereafter. This is a series. It's a fantasy series. It's probably a lot of incomplete series in this because, like I said, I got them from like my school library, so it was just like thrown out. The Summoning. I'm guessing this is about witches. The Den of the Shadows. Also probably about witches. Okay, a few of these, I think the last three I have, I also actually found kind of interesting, which is why I picked them up. But when I was going through my shelf yesterday, I was like, I don't know if I'll actually read these. So this book is called I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. I thought like the cover was like kind of interesting, but these books are also kind of like, most of these books are also probably like really old. So like I was like, I don't know. So that's that book. The Ship Beyond Time, Hindi Helling. I did read this and was actually kind of interested because this is about pirates. So her father is he's a pirate, I guess. I think he's a pirate. I think it's about pirates. But he has a ship and he's basically destined to be alone. And one day she goes out and has her own ship and her own crew, and she also learns that she's gonna be like destined to lose everyone she loves, and she's gonna be all alone. So she goes to, I forgot who she goes to, but basically someone to try to change her fate or like something like that. And I think they end up forming like some type of bond or relationship or something like that. So yeah, that's what this book is. And then the last book, like, okay, I'm kind of into sci-fi just a little bit, so that's why I kind of picked this book up off the shelf. This is called Beta, and I don't know anything about it, so but Beta is by Rachel Chan. And like my librarian, she like does this thing, like she does this every year, and I'm pretty sure a lot of librarians do it. at schools is that they go through all the books that they have, and they be like, they just go through them, and that's how she ends up with a lot of discarded books. Like, she had when I first walked in, like the day that I first saw like the free books cart, it was only one, but then like a day later I came back in and she had like 3 carts out. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I sat with her like I think one class period, and she was like discarding some, and she was like, oh, you have first pick. So I was going through a couple of them and I found some, and then I was like, no, I'm giving them away. But I feel like this is actually very good, because it's like, even if I won't read them, maybe someone will pick them up and they're not just going to be like thrown away. Because honestly, I don't know what she does with the books that are discarded and that are picked up by someone. And I was going to talk about something, but I'm not going to talk about that. But anyways, I'm going to put these in the free libraries, and I'm probably actually going to try to find some more free libraries that can put my books, or I might take them to a thrift store or Goodwill. Not to get money, but like just to like do something with them, because they're so like, I feel like how do I say this? I learned, that's something I learned, is that like depending on like the book market, or like the consumers, or like people like me who are readers, like we determine like the genre, like the what is most popular. Like right now, I think the most popular genre is romance, because it's like all over. And then it's just like, also fantasy is up there. Fantasy is probably coming close second, third. Wait, does werewolves and vampires fit in fantasy? Answer that for me, because I'm not exactly sure. But apparently when the Twilight series was like very big, like that sparked like some huge polls with like those genres, and I didn't know that, especially because I was like very young when Twilight came out. I've been watching the Twilight movies, probably like a lot of people, for like years, and I grew up on them, just like most people did. So it's kind of like interesting. And I'm pretty sure 50 Shades of Grey, that sparked some romance novels, definitely, for sure. What is some other books that probably sparked? The Maze Runner, dystopias, Maze Runner, Hunger Games, Divergent, those probably boosted the dystopia genres. So yeah, I didn't know that, but that's actually pretty cool, because it's like we can choose like what we see and what we get, but at the same time, it's just like all these other books and genres are falling behind because one is taking more predominantly up the market, and it's not very fair, you know. But you know, I can't really say anything because I'm beating up the romance market too. But I do like to throw in my fantasy books, because although I didn't pay for it, this author, she reached out to me when I had my writer account, Instagram account, and she sent me her book, and it was a fantasy, and I really liked it. It was kind of like a slow burn for me, but I really liked it. And I said I was gonna buy like the sequels to it, because when she sent me the book, she already had the second one coming out, and then I thought there's a third one coming out, and then I think there's a fourth one coming out now. I'm just like, oh my god, she writes so fast. And I'm just like, I really like want to pick up the sequels, because the first one was about the Nightshade Boy, and the second one is about what is his name, or what do they call him? I can't think of his name, or like what they call him in the books, but the second one is about him. But they ended up as a couple in the first book, and the relationship carries out through the rest of the books. So very interesting, and I really like to read like the sequels because I want to know where the story took, because they're the Nightshade boy, he has a sister, and there's what is it? There's like a fairy type girl. They're all like fairies, I think. But there's one girl in particular who I think will possibly, well, actually no, not possibly. It's highly likely they will end up in a relationship together, because I seen like I was looking at her Instagram page like a couple days ago, and I think she drew like a she does some of the art. She does the art for her books as well, and there was a picture on there of his sister and the girl, and I was just like, oh my god, I was not expecting that. But like honestly, I should have been expecting it, because like I don't know if that was just something that was like agreed upon, but like why does it seem like in every queer book there's like always a lot of queer couples? Not hating at all, just a genuine question, because like I don't know what book I was reading, but the main couple was a queer couple, but then all of their friends and everybody else in the book was queer, and I was like, there isn't like at least one straight couple in here. I don't know if that was a collective thing that was like discussed upon authors or something like that, but I think it's actually pretty cool, because you know, like they don't get much as representation in books, but they are now, and it's like whoop whoop. But well, honestly, never mind. I take it all back. I understand completely, because in straight books they're everywhere. You gotta run from them. Run fast as you can. But honestly, yeah, it's all the books, and this is probably like an hour long, probably because I went on a 30-minute, almost 20-minute rant about Bridgerton. I can never control myself from Bridgerton. The Bridgerton man be eating. But honestly, Michael from Francesca's book, I'ma beat him up, because he had good intentions. But his delivery, my boy's delivery, was terrible. And I mean terrible. Like, how you gonna try to sleep with her? No, he did sleep with her. And he was like, only way I can be able to marry, like, for us to be together if I impregnate you. Was basically, I think that was his plan, but I don't think that's what his first plan was. I think he really wanted to like woo her first, but like she was making it so difficult, and he was just like, all right, bet, I'm gonna have sex with you, I'm gonna make you want me. And it was like that is not the way things go. That is not how you do things. But then honestly, she had feelings for him in the first place, so it was okay. I mean, it wasn't okay. And I felt so bad that she couldn't get pregnant. Oh, excuse me. My eyes are like so itchy. Oh my god. But yeah, I felt so bad that she couldn't get pregnant. And then it took so long for her to get pregnant. I'm almost going to cry. It's like, because she and Anthony had their first kid around the same time. Because she announced that she was pregnant to her family. Did they have the baby yet? I think they had the baby. They had the baby, and then they came back home to London, and I think it was in someone's second epilogue, and I think it was at number 5 house. And she they popped up, but before they before the author transitioned to them, it was Anthony, Kate, and Doubt. I do not know her name. Why is their mother's name like literally blanking from my mind? But Kate and her mother-in-law, they were talking, and Kate was rocking her baby in the carriage, and then they transitioned to them being outside, and Eloise and Michael was getting out of the car with the baby. Man, out of that car. They didn't have cars then. Out of the carriage with the baby. So it took them a long time to have a baby. I'm glad they did have a baby. Oh my gosh, nope. I have to stop. I have to stop. I'm closing my mouth. Covering my mouth. Ay, ay, ay. But anyways, that is the end of the video. That's the end of the video. You have seen my TBR, which is 6 books tall. You'll see my library haul. You'll see the books that I need to turn into the library before I have to pay a $70 fine. You have seen the books that I plan on giving away. You have seen the series, The Billionaire Brothers. And honestly, no more talking. No more talking. You have seen them, and you have seen the stack of books that I have. That I forgot what I call those books, but yes, you have seen all of my books. And honestly, I think I'm going to make a video about my bookshelf completely, because there is 2 books on there that I think will never get read, and I will never get rid of. And we will talk about that another time. But anyways, that is the end of the video. Please like, subscribe, and share, and comment. I think I said that completely backwards. But please do all of those things. And I love you. I do. Honestly. Right here. Oh my god. Okay. Bye.